their next head coach yesterday. Brady joined the Bills staff in 2022 as a quarterbacks coach and has the tall task of now going from quarterbacks coach to offensive coordinator to now getting them over the hump, something that Sean McDermott could not do in the 9 seasons that he was there. Joe Brady joined our buddy Pat McAfee and the boys and talked about his transition from offensive coordinator to head coach.
I'm not an offensive head coach. I'm a head coach. And like I just told the guys out there, like I can't wait for the first practice to go out there and Josh to throw a pick and I get to celebrate with the defense. Like I can't wait to be able to talk to our offensive tackle when we get beat 10 minutes through it. Can't wait. I don't want it to happen.
Yeah, of course, because it's on you, but
I know, you know what I mean. So, but like I need them to know that I'm in it with them now. You know what I mean? Like, and it's not like, hey, I'm going out to practice and I'm just yelling at the defense. You know, it's like no, let's go, and I want them to feel that. And so I hope that that's a mentality and a mindset that our guys have is they can't view me in the same way. And so it's not, hey, business as usual. Hey, Sean McDermott out, Joe Brady in, and we're just keeping it moving. Like there's got to be a different mentality in the way that we go about it, and I'm excited for it.
I thought yesterday's presser and the McAfee appearance were fascinating because Joe Brady did 2 things. 1, he established I am not Sean McDermott. I am a new voice. 2, I am not just Josh Allen's buddy, and I am not just an offensive coach. I am a head coach of the entire team. Bart Scott, are you buying it? Is this team a stronger organization today than they were a couple of weeks ago when Sean McDermott was the head coach?
I don't think so. I don't think that, controversy and being challenged is a good thing, right? And I think that's what Sean McDermott did, and he was ousted for it because people's feelings was hurt. I think this was a power grab by Brandon Beane, and I thought that maybe, he dropped the ball. You talk about, also Joe Brady coming in, and it's all fun and games right now, but this isn't like, in Seattle with McDonald. The expectations are high, and now they're asking him to be a head coach and also a coordinator, which is a tall task. But that's the trend right now because of what happened in Seattle. Now you hear Robert Saleh saying he's going to do the same thing. You see the same thing with Mentor. Like in talking to Rex and former coaches that I know, it is difficult because you don't understand the administrative stuff that comes along with being a head coach. And can you lead these men when they viewed you as a position coach and they viewed you as a coordinator? Can you discipline them? Can you get in their face? Can you challenge them? And when adversity hits, like it hits every season, can you put them in line?
Harry, do you give him the benefit of the doubt, though, that he can do it? Or is this something where you're a little nervous also, where Bart's saying, like, this is a lot, and they're already expected to be a Super Bowl team, and here he is, first-year head coach, and now he's going to be calling the offensive plays, too.
So I think the thing that stands out to me the most is that we sat up there and heard the owner, Terry Pagula, talk about offensive personnel and Keon Coleman and how someone on the offensive side, because he came back and said it wasn't Sean McDermott he was talking about, someone on the offensive side wanted Keon Coleman. Well, there's only one person I can think about on the offensive side of the ball, offensive coordinator-wise, which was Joe Brady, who made that decision. So you just turn around and say, we're going to hire Joe Brady as our next head coach. Let's fast forward a little bit. So when you ask me who is more pressure on within this organization now, of course there's going to be pressure on Joe Brady. He's the now head coach, and the expectation is always going to be Super Bowl. But I think it's more pressure now on this guy right here, number 17.
Go on.
Because when Terry Pagula said, hey, Josh Allen's going to be a part of this process, you can't sit here and tell me that Josh Allen didn't vouch for Joe Brady, someone who called plays for him and got him not to turn the football over. So when you look at both of these guys, it's going to be extreme pressure. I'm not going to sit here and say he can't do it. I will say go out there and prove that you can, because it's not make the playoffs, have 2 playoff games. It's not AFC Championship game. It's hosting up that Lombardi Trophy and bringing a Super Bowl to Buffalo.
I thought the messaging was very, very specific yesterday. 3 things. 1, he is not McDermott, and he is ready for this independently. 2, what I thought was fascinating was Josh Allen did not make this decision. Josh was very critical in the interview and didn't play buddy-buddy here. And then 3, hey, this is as good as an external hire because Joe Brady came in and established himself as a head coach, Bills or not. What is your think on the transition from McDermott? We got here, but now Joe Brady's going to get us over
the
that.
idea of having no NFL head coaching experience is troublesome because this is not Miami. You're not looking to get back on track. You're looking to go to the Super Bowl. What happens in the playoffs? You win in the margins. Everybody's good in the playoffs. Whatever degree it is, everyone's good. These are Buffalo's last 5 playoff exits. By 3 in overtime, by 3, by 3, by 17 the game against Cincinnati, by 6 in overtime. Margins. A missed field goal, a drop pass. Can he manage fourth downs? Does he know when to kick? Does he know when to go? Does he know how to run the clock? Does he know when to call his timeouts? Does he know how to deploy? Does he know when to be aggressive in the throttle back? An inexperienced head coach in high leverage spots, that's what worries me.
I will add this last little note. I have a ton of buddies that live up in Buffalo that cheer for this team, that are season ticket holders. They're not happy about this move right here.
They're going to
Joe Brady, welcome to Buffalo. That was quite a segment. And we'll say we got a week in, and already they're on the hot seat. We'll see how it goes. Can only tell. But there's some other places where they're looking for some names to run the offense too. We start here in Philly, where they've got their offensive coordinator, and a lot of people's reactions was,
they could go from worst to first in their division.
I think if you take a look at this and let's just project out both of these guys, just for argument's sake, being there 5 to 10 years, just for argument's sake. I would bet that Mike McCarthy has more wins with the Steelers than John Harbaugh does with the Giants, and I would bet that John Harbaugh is more likely to win a Super Bowl with the Giants than Mike McCarthy is with the Steelers. Even though I don't know what Jackson Dart is yet, I know that there's a shot there, that maybe he's the real deal. In terms of the Steelers,
the Giants win a championship once every decade. For the last 40 years, that's what the pattern's been.
And they've won one more recently than the Steelers, even though over the last decade, the Steelers have been better than the Giants, right? In terms of so I'm projecting the same thing. Over the next decade, I believe the Steelers will have more wins than the Giants. But I believe it is more likely that the Giants, because I see that they have a young quarterback they believe in, would win a Super Bowl. Now, the caveat to all of this. You have not heard a bad word about Will Howard. Now, you also have not heard that he's going to be the real deal. Everyone seems to like him. And there's a way to like a quarterback and think he could be on our team for 10 years. He also could never start a game, right? Like,
he's an unknown.
The Buffalo Bills loved Frank Reich. They weren't starting him over Jim Kelly. The New York Giants, for a while before he started, loved Jeff Hostetler, right? Like, you can have the backup quarterback that everyone likes, but at the same time, him not be the guy. So I want to know what Will Howard is.
Everybody loves the backup quarterback till he's got to play.
Exactly right. So I would go Giants, but I also think that Mike McCarthy is going to be good with the Steelers.
But
that's where you go.
Not Super Bowl winning good, though?
No, I think it was clear. No, John Harbaugh more likely.
Yeah. I think I would go with the Giants, too, just because you have a quarterback that could be the guy, and in Pittsburgh, you have no idea.
What is happening right now? The first 2 downs and 4 downs, I have agreed with Evan Cohen.
Well,
don't make it about me, please.
This next one, I think you guys might be split on.
Okay.
So, Pat?
3rd down.
Cece, we'll start with you. Which offensive coordinator hire do you think will benefit their quarterback more? Brian Daboll with Cam Ward or Mike McDaniel with Justin Herbert?
I'm going to say Mike McDaniel with Justin Herbert just because Mike McDaniel is on staff with Jim Harbaugh, and I have more belief in him as a head coach with a young quarterback than I do with Rob Saleh as a head coach with a young quarterback. Now, this is not an indictment on Cam Ward because I think he's going to be a phenomenal player. I just have more faith that Mike McDaniel will be able to extract the most out of Justin Herbert in that potential because of the infrastructure that Jim Harbaugh has put in place.
Yeah, we're not going to disagree.
Oh, man.
We're not going to disagree for this reason. Help to me is closest to next weekend. That's what help means. Help does not mean from getting from 4 wins to 7 wins. Well, that's big. Tyler Shuck, shout out, by the way, the Saints, my other squad now, which I didn't realize. Somebody I know is actually I've talked to is actually the quarterback's coach. I had no idea. Scott Tolzien, former quarterback of Wisconsin.
Yeah.
I had no idea that he was the quarterback's coach. So now I'm tripling down on that. Anyway, so I don't know him. I've talked to him, I should say. Justin Herbert, if he gets significantly better, if Mike McDaniel gets him significantly better, is much closer to playing a year from next weekend than Cam Ward is. So that I have to look at it that way. And Cam Ward,
because would you have said that about Drake May and Caleb Williams, and they found the right offensive mind to be paired with?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't.
And took big time leaps.
Yeah, I didn't think either of them were going to be in the position that they're in right now. Right? I had no idea. I said millions of times on our show, I did not believe the Patriots were going to make this kind of leap. I also thought the Bears were going to be much better. I didn't think they were going to be this much better because I assumed your team would have actually shown up and given a fight, but that was a terrible assumption by me with the Packers.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, see, I thought you guys were going to go Brian Daboll and Cam Ward because we've seen this trend where a young quarterback that has the talent in their first or second season gets paired with the right offensive mind and they take a big leap. And I'm looking at the AFC South as opposed to the AFC West, and I'm thinking maybe they can be a team that we see that's at the bottom of the barrel that takes a big jump. And having Brian Daboll paired with him, Brian Daboll, who could have gone to the Philadelphia Eagles, but saw enough in Cam Ward and his friend Rob Saleh to want to go there and work with him.
Yeah, your point is well taken, and your prediction from last year may have been a year too early.
It's like you with the Commanders.
Yeah, and let me say it. Let me say it this way, because I think it's interesting when you bring out the other quarterbacks in the division. Cam Ward is in position to be closer to being at the top of the division when it comes to the quarterback rankings than Justin Herbert is in my mind. Based on the division that he played. Think about it. We've got Patrick Mahomes in that division. You've got Bo Nix in that division. No disrespect to Justin Herbert and the immense physical talent, but for whatever reason, he hasn't been able to put it together now across, 3 different head coaches? I will say this, Cam Ward gonna have a different regime in town, and they're prioritizing making sure that they're getting him a play caller that can take advantage of his physical skill set. I think from a production standpoint, he has the potential to be closer to the best quarterback in the AFC South than Justin Herbert has of being the best quarterback in the AFC West.
It is Unsportsmanlike here on ESPN Radio, presented by Progressive Insurance. Smalls has 4 downs, and of course you can tune in. By the way, you said no football games, because a big basketball game tomorrow night, Rockets Mavs, right here on ESPN Radio, presented by Indeed. Coverage begins 8 p.m. Eastern, ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. Third set has started. Joker and Sinner, Australian on ESPN. Sinner